Welcome into the show. As usual, we're going to wait for a few people to get here, and then we're going to get started. I'd like to welcome everybody who's been watching my shows lately. Thank you guys so much. Y'all are an absolute peach. You know, the greatest thing that could happen. So yeah, we're just going to wait just a few more minutes, see who all shows up. Hello there. What's up, my Jen? First to like. Thank you, baby. Here's the scalds to you. Scald, my dear. What's up, Wyatt the Gamer? How you doing, man? What's up, Bubba? Everybody, welcome. Come on in. Third. Yeah, hi, everyone. Hi. Welcome. Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm tired. You know, I didn't sleep well last night. I didn't get much of a nap in, and I'm still going. So yeah, I'm pretty exhausted. But other than that, I'm alright. You know, I'm doing okay. How about yourself? What's for final thoughts? Tonight we're talking about the secrets that people keep and why it's their right to keep them. You know, guys, it doesn't matter who they are, whether they're your lover, whether you're your friend, or a family member. They have rights to their own secrets. You know, it depends on what the secret is whether or not you need to know it. I know, right? We're inching that way now. We're just inching our way. There we go. Bubba already right on the ball, man. All right. Yeah, we're definitely getting close to that 200,000. You know, thank you very much, Bubba. You know, anyway, guys, we've got enough people in here. So let's go on ahead and get started, shall we? So yeah, secrets. You know, guys, when you hear that word, the first thing that usually pops into your head is something bad or something juicy you want to know. You know, you got to get your fingers into. But guys, nah. Some secrets, they're meant to be to the person. You know, guys, leave them be. Excuse me, my eyes are dried out. But anyway, guys, some secrets need to be left to the person. You know, they're personal secrets. You know, like a personal favorite spot to go and chill and think to yourself. Or maybe even a personal restaurant that they like to go to on their own. You know, what's up, Kobe? Hello, everybody. You know, nothing much. You're sick there, Ultimate? You're sick there, Wyatt? I'm sorry to hear that. Ellie, welcome in. What you doing? You know, you ain't got to give me $5, but I'll shout you out. You know, that's a definite thing there. LEPK. Everybody go check out LEPK if y'all would. You know, she's she's offering money over here. No problem. But yeah, guys, secrets, you know. And when you take and you have these secrets, you know, some of these personal secrets are meant for our own personal health, guys. We keep them to ourselves. Thank you. We keep them to ourselves because, you know, guys, they're meant for us. They're not meant for anybody else. They're not meant for the world to hear. They might not even be meant for your partner to hear. They might not even be meant for your mother or your father to hear. There are personal secrets that everybody keeps, you know, and that's just the way the world is. You know, there's never anything wrong with yeah, I heard she had a lot of trolls when she went live earlier. I'm sorry, guys. I was trying everything I could just to stay awake. And if I'd have focused on the phone, I'd have fallen asleep. Guys. So I had to get up, get moving. Otherwise I'd have passed out. Because I'm not going to fall asleep, sleep all day, and stay up all night again. It just don't work that way. Yeah. Anyway, so back to where we were. So yeah, when you try to invade the privacy of these secrets, you sometimes are actually messing with these people's health. They don't want you to know. It was their private spot. It ruins it. It was their private thoughts. Guys, it was personal. So you don't always need to know every secret of everybody in your life, to be honest. The most you might need to know is just how they feel about you guys, how they honestly feel about you. And you can always tell when it's honest. You really can. If you really pay attention, you can tell the difference between honesty and bullcrap. You learn how to do that really well when you get older. And for all my older audiences, y'all know what I mean. If you know, you know. But anyway, so when you have somebody who does have dark secrets, like they might have a shady past that they don't want to talk about, don't push the issue. They'll talk when they're ready. Guys, you got a girlfriend, she don't want to talk about her past. You got a boyfriend, he don't want to talk about his past. Don't push the issue. He'll eventually bring it up. She will too. Guys, and it's when they feel like they can trust you. That's when those secrets will come up. Eventually anybody's going to tell you all their secrets, as long as you spend enough time with them. Guys, and you have to be able to take and accept the fact that loved ones and dear ones in your life are going to have secrets. They're going to have things they keep to themselves. It's our job as the opposite side of the spectrum, if you would, to step back, take a breath, say curiosity killed the cat, and walk away. Leave that curiosity alone. Because, like I said, spend enough time around anybody, they'll tell you everything. But now, dark secrets that can harm people and things like that, guys, those are different. Like if you have accusations, you have nothing. But if you have true evidence, to back up claims, then yeah, call somebody out on something that's causing harm or something like that. But don't call someone out because, they have a crush on somebody else. Like I saw an argument happen between two friends at Easter. And it's because one friend opened his daggum big mouth and told that he had a celebrity crush. Guys, a celebrity crush ain't nothing. Ain't none of us down here in the sticks ever gonna run into no celebrities. Well, anyway, guys, it ended badly. Him and his wife got in a fight. He got smacked over it. And guys, that was his private little secret. He wanted to keep it. And he told it to his friend in confidence. And his friend blabbed. That's why those little private secrets we hold on to that are so precious. That's why we don't tell anybody, guys. That's why we leave it alone. Because if you don't, then you can mess somebody up. You can really hurt somebody that you're close to and not even mean to. Guys, and that's why you got to really take care of yourself. Good night, man. See you later, Jessica and Kurt. But anyway, guys, thank you so much there, Sinclair. But I'm going to give a toast to that. But guys, now we're about 10 minutes in, so I'm going to jump into this next part of it. Like I said a minute ago, if they're dark secrets and someone's hurting themselves or others, such as domestic violence, self-abuse, uh, you know, any of those, bulimia, uh, anemia, any of those disorders, drug addiction, stuff like that. Guys, help your friends through that. If you find out that they're doing those kinds of things, help them through it. Don't chastise them for keeping a dark secret of something that they may have found embarrassing. Uplift them, carry them. They're gonna need that. But for sure, thank you for your compliment so much, for saying me and Jin Jin were such a great couple there, Kobe. So I had to remember who said it. But thank you, Kobe, for saying me and Jin Jin were such a great couple. This toast is to you. Skull. All right, guys. So back where I was at. Now we're going to get to the other part. Like I said, the dark side. Guys, whenever I was a kid, I had a dear friend. And I called him cutting himself. So what was the first thing I did? I told my mom. I freaked out. Because I didn't want my friend to accidentally kill himself. So I told my mother. And the first thing she did was tell his mom. And now I felt awful because I thought I blabbed on a bro. I was like, man, my friend's going to hate me forever. But when my friend got done talking with his mom and his dad and realized that, they could work through what was actually bothering him, he quit cutting himself. And he thanked me. Guys, that's something that's a good thing. That's times when you need to find out a dark secret. Because I couldn't figure out why he kept having new marks all on his arms and everything like that. I couldn't figure it out. And then I learned what a cutter was. Guys, if you know, don't bother looking it up. You'll find out as you get older. If you're younger. If you're already my age, anyway, so where I'm getting at, is that I may have actually done something to protect my friend, by accidentally blabbing on him having a dark secret, guys. And I've also seen somebody who sat down at a family reunion and had a conversation with my great grandma. And come to find out, it was because one of her oldest boys had started to slip into a morphine addiction because of going through cancer. And she turned around and she called the whole family together, and we had an intervention right then and there. Guys, dark secrets that can hurt yourself or hurt others, those need to be understood or handled. Those need to be taken care of. Now, if you got dark secrets where I did for years, where you just hear voices and you don't want anybody to know because you're embarrassed because you don't want to be called crazy, guys, then you add on to it seeing things. Guys, I didn't want to tell anybody about it. I was afraid they were going to call me a liar. It wasn't until it started getting so bad I couldn't handle it anymore that I finally decided to get on disability. And it's not exactly like I wanted to. It was, I couldn't work anymore, guys. And that was my dark secret. I got on here because I had to, and I was trying to find a hustle for a new job, guys. Something to do where I wouldn't feel like I was just a burden, because I can't be a burden to people. You don't want to ever be a burden to anybody, and that's my dirty little secret. Guys, I am on disability and I don't have a job other than taking care of my friend. And that is what I try to keep from everybody. Most people think I have a little side job here and there. and people around here don't know that. They are now, but so guys, that was my dirty little secret. Was that I didn't want people around here thinking that I was on disability, because I never have been. So that's not a big deal. But my other problem was that I needed to speak about my dark secret that eventually almost got me in trouble. Was the fact that I was having suicidal thoughts. And when I finally told my parents about that, when I finally told my family about that, yeah, I had to go get treatment. I had to go into a mental institution. I spent a while there. I did. And they cleared me. And I came out, took some therapy, and I'm still going through it. Got my medications, of course, always. There's the seizures. And there's the psych meds. So yeah, I get my medications, I get them refilled. And I take my little dark secret pretty seriously. It's only been recently when I jumped on here on January 17th that I decided to finally start admitting that I was a schizophrenic epileptic. Guys, until then I was fighting it. Now I'm starting to accept it and realize it's just a part of who I am. And guys, I enjoy that. I enjoy the fact that I was able to beat my problem. It makes things a lot easier. I was able to release that secret, because I was just embarrassed about it. That's all it was to it. But it helped me to feel better. Now, guys, there are the secrets that I'm getting to now. These are the secrets that hurt others. And these are the ones that if you see going down ever in your life, I implore you, call the cops. If not call the cops, at least call somebody to help this person, whoever it is. But you have the secrets that hurt others. Like if you find out somebody's stealing credit cards, you don't, one of your friends is, frauding credit cards or frauding people online. It might suck, but man, you got to do something about that. That's just the right thing to do. I know some people are like bitches get stitches and stuff like that, or snitches get stitches and things like that. Pardon the language, but it's just sayings. But guys, if somebody is hurting someone else, please, for all intents and purposes, report it. Guys, because you never want to go through life being that one person that didn't report the dark side of somebody when you saw it. Like, I ended up going to leave from a friend of mine's house one day, and we were waiting in his mom's car. I was a little kid. I didn't know. And I could see through the window my friend's daddy slapping his mama a couple of times around the kitchen. So what did I do? I told my mom. It freaked me out. I was 6, 7 years old. And she immediately reported her dad. And it probably saved his mom's life, because, yeah, the dad got arrested. Come to find out, he had a huge record for domestic violence. Secrets like that. You got to let come to the surface if you notice it. Guys, anytime you notice somebody that's causing harm to others, you got to report it. You got to talk about it. Because, guys, it's not right. And if you let it sit there and fester in your mind that you didn't say anything, guys, it's going to drive you nuts. It'll drive you absolutely bad. And trust me, I've seen it go down. I've seen people with trauma from human trafficking, witnessing it. And I've made friends in all kinds of trauma circles and all kinds of mental disability and mental problem circles. And a lot of these guys, they kept things more important. that were real. They thought they were dark secrets that they could just keep hidden away. They couldn't. They ate away at them, and it almost destroyed them because somebody was doing something to harm others. And when they finally come out and they talk about it, the people get prosecuted. The people who did wrong get taken down. Guys. And that's what we need. We need that bravery to be able to stand up and say, hey, I know someone's doing something wrong. And you make sure that you get that through. You should go live on Twitch because you will get a lot more people on your live. Oh, that's a neat idea. I might try it out. Hello, Evan, the baseball player. Yes, I remember you. But anyway, guys, so when you notice something like that, the easiest thing to do is simply just tell the proper authority. If it's your school teacher, if it's your mom, if it's the police, if it's your dad, hell, if it's your company HR department, tell them. You got to handle those problems when you see them. A boss is doing something wrong, especially on the books. Go tell HR. Why? Saves your butt. I didn't know until now. Plausible deniability, everybody. So you definitely gotta watch. Not just when you're young, but when you're old too. You gotta pay attention to all that. Because if you don't, guys, it can come to nip you in the butt. So you really got to pay attention to what you're doing. You really got to pay attention to the way things are going on around you. And if somebody's got a secret and is not hurting anybody, let them keep it. If your lover's not telling you something, but she promises that it's okay, and she's never given you a reason not to trust her, or he, for that matter, believe them. It's probably something innocent that they just want to do by themselves. Guys, because everybody needs me time. I know I like to take me time. And I'll let my Jin know when I want me time. But other than that, just let it be. Just remember though, if they're harming someone else or others, report it. Because there's nothing worse than knowing you could have done something and you never did anything. And then you find out that that person's no longer with us. That can mess you up. So you got to be really careful about those things, guys. Pay attention to the little secrets around you. But at the same time, guard your own. Guys, if you've got a precious little secret that's all to yourself, that's just for you, protect it. And make sure it's okay. As long as you're not hurting anybody, it doesn't matter. Guys, and that's the big part. Make sure you're not hurting anybody. Because we don't want anyone to cause any problems. We don't want anyone to get the wrong impression about you guys. You guys are all awesome. Y'all are the greatest people I know. Apparently, I know a lot of people now. So, yeah, guys, I want to thank you all for being here and listening. We only got 5 minutes, so I'm just wrapping this up for the actual final thought. Guys, just remember, there's secrets we keep that are peaceful. There's secrets we keep that are dark. And there's secrets we keep that must be brought to light. And guys, if it's a secret that must be brought to light, pray that it's a good one. All right? And most of the time, guys, the secrets you're going to think are a big deal. They're not as big as you think they are. And you can usually just say it. Guys. One of the biggest secrets of our generations now is, and I say generations, this is Generation X on down. one of the biggest things, the biggest secrets is being revealed right now in the world is somebody's sexuality, whether they're gay, bi, or straight, or whatever all the new stuff is, because I can't keep up. But gender fluid, like our friend Nightshade. There's, so there's all these different kinds of things that you got to take into consideration for these people whenever they go to announce themselves. The kind of bravery it takes when they go to stand up there before their parents. It takes a lot of cojones. And I applaud people who are able to stand there before a family member that they know is not going to approve of what they do and say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. Sorry you don't like it, but I love you anyway. And then you sit back and you prepare for the worst, but you hope for the best. Guys, it's never an easy thing to come out with a secret. It's never an easy thing to reveal someone else's secret. Unless you're just a blabbermouth, and then in which case, no. But, guys, definitely take and remember, some things are not meant to be known. Some things are okay. And then some things must come to. And that's about the best I can give you on secrets. We'll end it there. So, how's everybody's night going? Let's get a skull for getting finished up with final thoughts. Lost my train of thought a few times there, guys. Sorry about that. I had to bring it back. I am pretty tired. Oh, yeah. Hang on a second, guys. I'll be right back. I got to go help my friend out real quick. Let me throw this skull down, and I'll be running right back over here. Skull. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry I was gone for so long. My friend actually needed to get his stuff for his bath, so I brought him all of his supplies. Sorry it was gone. Anyway, so yeah, how's everybody doing? We're right at 31 minutes. Hopefully everybody's still here. Jin, you still here, baby? Shows we're having 5 people in here at the moment. So yeah, if you would like to jump on in and join the hangout session. We've already had final thoughts, guys. So now we spend the rest of the show chilling and hanging out. Did my chat freeze? Hang on. Hang on a second, guys. I wonder. Did my chat freeze, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Anyone here? Hello, hello. It seems we've got a few people. Well, hang on. That was just an alert from YouTube. So yeah, I can't seem to see you guys' responses. So I'm assuming that my chat froze. If that's the case, guys, I'm probably just going to go on ahead and cut it off right now. Sucks because I'm going to miss some watch hours. But you know what, guys? The best thing is that I at least got to get final thoughts out and talk to a few of you guys. Because it appears that my chat has completely frozen up on me. So, yeah, it hasn't moved in a minute, And you guys were talking up a storm. There's 9 people in here. There's 14 likes. So I know dang good and well that there's my chat froze. So, guys, sorry about it, but we're probably just going to sit here for a little bit longer, just chill until about maybe another 10 minutes. And then I'm going to head on out, guys. I'm very tired. I finally got in the shower after the City of Orange cut our water back on. And now I'm ready for bed. So we probably going to wait for just a little bit longer. In the meantime, guys, we're going to take one more Sunday and see what you guys think of Blackened Hills. And we're going to read it just a little bit further and see how you guys picture it. If y'all don't really like the story, even though it's just a rough draft, it's not how the actual story is going to be written. It's just so I can know what I'm writing down. Anyway, I hope you guys will pop in for that. It should be awesome for you guys to be able to take it. Yeah, you see, I now I know my chat's frozen because I got 15 likes and 8 people in here. And I only had 14 a minute ago. So, yeah, my chat screen's froze, guys. I'm definitely going to have to say goodbye. I'm sorry, but it's not going anywhere. It's not going any further than that. Yeah, it froze up, guys. So, sorry about that. I would have definitely loved to have stayed, chilled, talked with all of you guys, met all my new friends and everything like that. Especially said hi to all of our newcomers. If you are new here and have been watching thus far, please hit the like, subscribe, and bell icon, and we'll see you all next time here on Final Thoughts. Don't forget, we also have Morning Mojo coming up tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock. And then we also have afternoon hangouts, which can happen anytime between 2 and 3 o'clock. So, guys, come on in. We do about an hour-long show every day. Here and there, I'm going to do a 2-hour special every now and then. But for now, come on in, stay a spell, say hi. We'll always talk with you. I give everybody I can a shout out. And guys, I'm trying to keep up with comments. Some of them are getting a little fast. Some of you guys have been also doing something else. Y'all been thinking this is an upside down cross. It's not an upside down cross, guys. It's a Thor's hammer. Okay, guys? I'm Viking. I'm Viking by descent and by belief. So I wear Thor's hammer as a symbol of strength. So guys, I am not a Satanist. I do not wear an upside down cross. I wear a hammer. Why? Because like Thor, I serve my fellow friends here on Midgard and make sure that mankind is protected. So guys, we'll see you all again next time. Love y'all. This final scald, it goes to y'all. All right, everybody. Wonderful night. It was a great conversation while it lasted. Sorry the chat froze on us. But here's to good friends. Here's to new friends. And here's to friends yet to come. See y'all next time. Skull. Love y'all. Remember, later from a gator, see you from a swamp. And last but not least, love your mama, love your papa, love yourself. Be kind. Always find a way to help, guys. Check y'all later next time.